Eric, back in LA, you're breaking your own news on the internet. How does it feel to be back?
It feels good. Like I said, I went to college here, obviously. It's been a couple years in Minnesota, but it feels right. All the stars are aligning. I'm glad to be back.
What was this past week like in terms of obviously getting released from the team that you've spent your whole career with to really having a choice of where you're going to go?
I thought it's that point in my career, where you needed to change, needed a fresh start, but I didn't think that, the relationships are what I was going to miss the most. The equipment manager and, the people who work on my body and, my chef and things like that. Those are the relationships I'll miss most, but, those people are rooting for me. They all became Charger fans overnight, so I'm really happy about that.
At least the gold stays consistent. We'll just swap the purple and the blue, but hey, it's all good. Why was this the right spot for you?
It was the right spot. Obviously, Cali's where my heart's at, but in the end of the day, I wanted to go to a place with a good squad and a good quarterback. And I know that the foundation here is amazing. And I'm not trying to do too much. I'm not trying to come in here and act like somebody I'm not. I'm trying to be really consistent and just show what I can do.
So you most recently played against the Chargers in 2021. You made your presence felt. You led the team in tackles. You had a sack. You had an interception. You're in the room now, though. How does it feel being a part of this team now?
It feels good. Hopefully I get all my bragging done like the first week. When I see everybody. It feels good. Like I said, I know that they're contenders in this room, in this building, and that's what I really want. At this point in my career, there's only one thing that's really important, and that's the Super Bowl. So I think that we have a good shot in trying to achieve that.
What did Brandon Staley tell you about your role here?
Obviously he knows what kind of player I am. He knows what I've been in this league, and he doesn't want me to do too much. He wants me to come in and be myself, which is exactly what I want to do. I don't want to feel like I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to be doing, overstretching or trying to do too much. So I'm just going to come and do what I do, just be a silent leader and lead by example.
He throws, and it is picked off, intercepted by Eric Kendricks.
I was listening to a podcast that you did where you talked about the transition from college to the pros, and you said that your goal was to be coachable, but not a robot at the same time. Is that sort of your philosophy now that you make your transition to a new team with a new scheme and defense?
Yeah, I can't rely on some of the things that I maybe relied on in the past to be as consistent as they are now. Things are going to be a little bit different in different ways. Where I may have had a step up in the past, I may not have to do that now. So I have to adjust to my role, and like I said, I'm just gonna feel it out and be like water, and just slither in there and make some tackles
slide
every once in a while.
Is it weird to have done this all at 7 years old?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the most accomplished football player at 7 years old. Not to brag or anything, but I don't know anybody who's younger than me that's doing things that are like me.
For the context, leap year baby.
Yeah, I'm a leap year baby. It's not really that serious. I was born on February 29th. Comes around every 4 years. So technically I have a birthday every 4 years. So that makes me 7. Next year I turn 8.
Yeah, wow, big one. Big
Huge
one, big step. Yeah. What are your impressions of playing in this defense with guys like Joey Bosa, Khalil, Mack, Derwin James?
I'm excited. Like I said, I don't know the guys. I know what they do on film, and I know what they do. They wreak havoc. But that's part of the reason why, like I said, I came here and I wanted to be a part of it is because of great players like them.
You mentioned wanting to be like water, but what's sort of the biggest thing that you pride yourself on in this game?
Consistency. I feel like since I've stepped into the league, there hasn't been a backer as consistent as I have. And I'm not, not trying to be, cocky or anything like that. It's just I pride myself in it, and I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to maintain that role as I'm here.
You're a former Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Vikings. Where does the penchant for giving back to the community come from?
I always say this, there was times where I needed help as a kid, me and my family, my mom, my brother, my sister. There was some times where we needed help, and whether it was a neighbor, whether it was a friend, whether it was a teacher, they lended that hand that I needed at the time. So any way I can give that hand back is definitely a priority for me, and I'm looking forward to getting back in the community in LA.
Yeah, and one you know super well. What kind of impact do you think you can have out here off the field?
I try to stay involved a little bit in the off season with things. So I'm excited to just continue those relationships and meet new ones and just go from there. I don't really tie myself into one thing individually. I like to spread the love around. So I'm excited to get to know some organizations.
And then lastly, the AFC West plays the NFC North this year. Easy, great. You know these teams very well. What's it going to be like though, going back to Minnesota?
Man, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Congrats,
we'll leave it
Eric.
at that. Appreciate it.
If you want to see more content like this, check out the link right here.